Oh, what glory.
Good evening and welcome to the Cricket Show. We got a massive night tonight. We haven't got one, we've got two special guests joining us on the panel. Former Australian fast bowler Michael Kasprowicz and Brisbane Heat young gun Lucy Hamilton. Joining me once again, David Bogue. Welcome, David.
Thanks, mate. Glad to be back.
Yeah, a little bit of rain outside.
Yeah, it's a bit wet, isn't it?
A bit wet. A bit of a dampener on the Schoolboys Carnival today, which we'll get to later on. But
Farmers are happy, probably.
there'll be too much rain
Yeah,
soon,
some of them
knowing
might be.
Some of
Yeah,
them, but no, a little bit of rain around. So great weekend of cricket. This weekend maybe a little bit up in the air, but hopefully we get a dry day tomorrow and Friday and we'll be right for Big
See how
Bash
we go.
Friday night. Kicking the show off, your weekly highlight. What do we got this week?
I think I'm going to go for a bit of a family connection. So Julian Bond, he played Div 2 and got 60 runs, and his young fella Jaden's been going pretty well. But the old boy outdid Jaden. I think Jaden got 39 and Julian got 60.
In a hurry too.
It's always in a hurry for Jaden. So, yeah, my weekly highlight is the old boy getting over the young buck. So well done to Julian.
Yep.
What's yours, mate?
Well, mine's a bloke I've only had a couple of weeks ago. Young Brody Coates.
Yep.
He's done it again. I said the other week I thought he may have a game where everything just might click for him.
Yep.
But he's done it again. 59, 5 for 19 off 4.5 overs and a hat-trick.
Wow.
So 3 votes there for Brody Coates.
It's a lot of hat-tricks this year. What are these young fellas doing?
Yeah.
That's good. Well done. Yeah, good shout.
That's a good
Yep.
weekend out.
Fair enough.
But, yeah, Brody's probably knocking on the door for an A-grade game
I bet he's
soon.
banging down the door, mate.
Yeah. So Big Bash Friday night was a bit of a one-sided event in the end. Taipan's batting first, scoring 5 for 137. Chased down with relative ease in about 17 overs, 2 for 139.
Taipans are disappointing with their batting, to be fair. The top order failed again, and I think, Lockie Haycock's 35 not out and Toby Lamont 25 not out. So the two 16-year-olds kind of got to probably a total you could possibly defend. But Pies made easy work of it with Brendan Hanley continuing his good form of 47. And Mitchy Parsons, he seems to go pretty well at night time, 53 not out. And yeah, Jaden Santa Catarina, he stood out for the Pies with 1 for 8. And Poles and Anthony, he came up and bowled some. Did you like the loop he was throwing up?
Yeah, it
2 for
reminded
12?
me a bit of you.
Did it?
Mentioned in the commentary, I said, that was looking like David Bogue bowling.
Throwing them up nice and high. Well, it worked because I think he got a few batsmen, the old eyes lit up. And so from a Taipan's perspective, very disappointing. It was an easy victory for the Pies. So we'll see how they go next game, I guess.
Yeah. Division 1, one game there was very one-sided, we could say. ATW sent in to bat on what looked like a pretty good track. Amassed 5 for 419 off their 45 overs.
So Norths won the toss and sent ATW into bat, and they got 419 off 45 overs.
Yeah.
Wow. I see Lukey Owen got 50 odd.
Yeah, Lukey Owen 52. Adam Posibon, back-to-back hundreds. Must have been getting him on the panel here.
We've inspired him.
Yeah, 168. Backed up 100 the week before.
Yep.
Ryan Norton with a quick fire, 83, and Sean Stutchbury with 60. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see in the North, I saw the scorecard, 10 bowlers. So they all had a bowl.
All had a go.
Who didn't bowl? Was it the
Aiden
keeper?
White, the wicket keeper.
Aiden White, he would have been close to getting a bowl.
Yeah.
I know Jaden Bonner was out in the boundary and he was screaming out, I'm the only person that hasn't had a bowl yet. So did he get an over or two?
Yeah, he bowled quite well. He probably should have bowled a bit earlier.
Okay, rightio. So easy victory to ATW there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Brothers and Magpies.
North were probably down a couple. I know
Yeah.
Bruce Worthington didn't play there.
But still
but still had their bit of their cool bowling.
It's a crushing defeat, to say the least.
Yeah. But in the chase, Jaden Bond come out with Cinnamon Tanton, hit a quick fire 39. I think they were none for 50 off 3 overs or something like that.
You weren't nervous?
No. Well, there was a few sailing over the Todd Tulips. There was a few. I know. But, and Shannon Smith chipped in with 37 at the end, but a comprehensive victory there for Waves. And over on the other game, Magpies batted first, scored 224, chased down by Brothers 6 for 226. Young River Felstead with 50 not out and Ben Davey with 40. Dean Krebs with 3 for 24, but yourself 88, Steered home, as we mentioned last week, brothers with a few troops down. So
Yeah.
probably a pretty good victory.
Yeah, pretty good. Probably disappointing. I think brothers have got a bit of a habit of getting wickets fairly early and just can't kind of seal it. But River Felsted came out and batted sensibly and to bring up 50. So he batted really well and Dean Krebs bowled pretty well. But in return, we lost a couple of wickets fairly early. So a few of the batsmen had to hang around for a little while. So we ended up getting it with a few overs to spare, but probably a bit shaky for a while, to be honest.
Yeah, no, good win. So that'll just keep the gap between those.
Yeah,
two,
so
Waves
obviously
and Brothers.
Waves and Brothers will be on top, a bigger gap from Magpies and Norths,
Yeah. All right, Division 2, we had a couple of pretty close games. Norths batting first. HCW batted first, scored 198.
Yep.
Bowling Norths out for 167 in return. So, as we just said, Brodie Coates with a fantastic double of 59 and 5 for 19.
Yep.
Julian Bond was 60. And Jack Munro Chipman with a handy 42.
Yeah, well, that's the
for
first
Waves.
time we've mentioned Jack. Well, I think we've mentioned
maybe
Chris and Julie.
Yeah.
So I reckon Jack's the best cricketer in his house this week. So
Yeah.
a nice little 42. And who got 5 wickets?
David Went.
David Went.
So
Not Ollie.
No, not Ollie. His
Okay.
father David had a
Okay.
game.
Yeah.
It's been something they've been wanting to do with each other for a while.
Okay.
Was play a game of senior cricket together,
Yeah.
and he really showed him up how to do it. So yeah, well done to David. Hasn't played for about 7 or 8 years, I don't.
I bet
think.
he was sore this week.
I bet
and
he-
I bet Ollie's ears have been ringing all week. Dad would have been gloating all week. So,
Yes.
but well done, David. Good effort.
Yeah, and the other game, Magpies 8 for 183, chased down by Brothers 7 for 184. So Evan McLean 44 there for Magpies, and Andrew Leake for 54
Yeah, it
for
was
Brothers.
a nice close game. So that was in the balance till close to the end. So pretty tight victory for Brothers. So well done to those guys.
Yeah, too.
Your local Better are your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local, that's better.
Come along to the Aussie Bundy Big Bash 2020 Cricket Series at Salter Oval. It's a free night of entertainment as 4 hard-charging teams battle it out. Every match live on widebayitv.com. See you at the Aussie Bundy Big Bash.
And the Division 3 game, Magpies also played Brothers. Brothers 3 for 202. Neil Trebeen with a great 93, just fell short of the 3 figures.
Yep.
But, Neil was a great batsman in his younger day.
He ran out of time, just.
Yeah,
But that's a pretty good score, 202, and I think
35
overs. And for Magpies to chase it down, Jatinder Singh 61, that he must have been going at a fair rate. And Jason Hack, he's just returned after about 10 years away, I think. 4 for 26, so yeah, good win to the Magpies there. Good chase.
Yeah. As we said, there are a few handy blokes in that side.
Yeah, they
Could be
don't muck
playing a
around
bit high.
when they're batting.
And the other game, ATW versus ISIS. ATW scored 9 for 189, and ISIS falling short 9 for 152. Jason DePappy was 79 not out.
He was due.
He was due, yeah.
And Steve Hamilton,
Steve Hamilton, we got Daughter Lucy on shortly, so
Yep. 39.
39.
Well batted Sticky. He hasn't played much cricket this year, has he?
No, played a few games.
That was the day-nighter.
That was the day
Yep.
night.
Cooper
yeah.
Raybine come out and got 39 for ISIS, and Sammy Stutchbury 5 for 9. So the young fella showed the old blokes how to do it there.
Yep. And Marty Ryan got 3 wickets as
Did he?
well. So,
Okay.
yeah. So that was also the last round of the qualifying for the Talon Giles Trophy game
Okay.
for those teams. So with ATW's win, they will play YMCA in the final on the
Okay.
17th of December.
17th of December. I'll look forward to that. Is that a day-nighter?
It will be.
Will be.
yeah.
Okay. Have to go and have a watch.
Yes. All right, moving on to the juniors. North's 2 for 194 defeated Harvey Bay 156. We just can't quite get Harvey Bay that win.
No, but
David?
that's pretty good, isn't it? 2 for 194 is a good score, but Jordan Mather 74 not out, and Ollie went 76 not out. But Kalen Barr,
Yeah, under 14 played up, had the bye in the under 14s, had a
Okay.
game in the 16s with 79 not out. So,
Well, I
name we mention each week.
I think he showed there were 3 golden ducks in that inning. So the young Kalen showed that his teammates how it's done, Ethan Hamill 3 for 17. So not a bad performance by Harvey Bay, but North's got the chocolates in the end.
Yep. All right. Brothers bowled out for 77 and Maryborough scored 6 for 121. Harry Marie scoring 36.
Yeah, so...
a bit of an upset there.
Yeah, I was talking to Scotty Lamond. I think he's the coach, and he said he rearranged the order a little bit to try and give a few people a bit of a bat, but 77, that's not acceptable, I don't think. So good win by Maryborough, so interesting game.
Yep. YMCA ISIS 120 defeated ACW 110. Taj Coates 65. ACW actually only had 7 players.
Okay, I thought it was a low-scoring game, isn't it?
Yeah. We obviously, with the 3 girls, Lucy, Tara and Taylor being away, ACW only had 7. Had a few sub-fielders at times. But, to only fall 10 short, that's pretty good chase with only 6 in the shed. So
Yeah, well, Taj getting, 65? That's pretty good out of 110, so well done the Taji.
Yep. All right, under 14s. North Bundy Bears, 9 for 197, defeated Brothers 5 for 185. Samson Juster, 42 not out. Marcus Crawford, 33 not out. And for Brothers, Ashton Lamond, 32 not out. And Zach Honour, 76 not out. Great score there from Zach.
Yeah, he's never scored a 50 in his life, I don't think. So they were on field 4 at Soldiers Oval, and anything that seemed to be on the leg side, I was watching it come towards us on field 2. So I saw him running off, holding his bat up. So I thought he might have got 50, but 76 not out. So well done to Zachy, but he couldn't get the boys over the line. So the Brothers Raptors lost to the Bears, but well played by a few young lads in that team.
Yeah. ACW 184, defeated by North's Power 8 for 195. Another close game there. The DeLacy boys, Nick with 66 and Tom with 37. Sorry. Braden Jenner with a good return of 4 for 16, and for North, 30 Jenner 58 not out. Jacob Irwin 41, and Nick DeLacy backed up his 66 with 4 for 26. So another close game there that probably could have went either way. With North just sneaking over the line.
Yeah, and for North to get over the line there with the DeLacy boys both scoring runs and Nick getting 4 for 26, that's a good effort by North's Power actually to win that game. So well done to them. Yep.
And the other game, YMCA ISIS forfeited to Maryborough, Maryborough.
Okay.
Under 12s, Brothers 77, it must have been the score for the weekend. Defeated by North Strikers 2 for 198. Young Cooper Kelly there with 20 not out for Brothers. And Tealman with a good score of 45. Again, a name we throw up every week.
Every week, yeah.
Cadell Driver 33 not out.
Yeah, so Cooper got 20, but nobody else got into double digits there. So Cooper's doing it alone there, but 77. You're not going to win too many games scoring that many runs.
No. ISIS 68, defeated by North's Avengers 4 for 218.
Wow.
Jake Ferreira 50 not out, and young Ryan Bellham. We spoke about Ryan last week. Always got a bat and ball in his hand. 35 not out, and the girl power again, Olivia Abel with 3 for
we
1.
mentioned Olivia
fairly
very
regularly.
often. I reckon we've mentioned her at least 3 or 4 times. So 3 for 1. That's a good effort. So well done, Oliv.
Yep. And the last game of the weekend, Brothers 83 defeated by YMCA East 3 for 191 with Orlando Honour 20. Brother to...
Yeah, so he's a younger brother of Zach who got 76 not out. So between them they got 96 not out, and Dad, he didn't play, but I reckon those 2 young fellas are better than their dad at cricket, so he would have been sitting there watching the boys and would have been happy to see them score runs. But well done to Orlando, 20 not out, and Tyson Mullane batted well for YMCA East, 34 not out. Atlas Felsted, I don't even know whether Atlas has been out. I think he's averaging
once. I think he's 214.
214, I saw that somewhere, and Aaron Amana, 37 not out. So, pretty good win by YMCA East there over the Brothers boys.
Yep. All right, well that about wraps up our local cricket for the weekend. Right, it's time for our first special guest. Michael Kasprowicz is on his way in.
Yep.
But on the way to the break, it's back. 60 seconds with Grillsy with young gun Kynan Hard.
Can you survive the 60 seconds with Grilsey?
Here we are with Heat batsman and across the waves player Kynan Hard. Welcome to 60 Seconds with Grilsey.
Hey, how's it going?
Just going to hit you with a few quick fire questions and see how we go. So, your favourite cricketing memory in all the years you've been playing cricket?
Me and Brendan Grills put on 100 and something partnership to win the final against brothers. Always good to beat the fish, so I'd say that was a pretty good one of mine.
Yep, you also hit a 6 in the last over of a T20 final. That would have been pretty well up there too.
I'd say that was tied second. I think that's the last 6 I've ever hit, so yeah, not too bad.
Yep. Played a fair bit of cricket around the ridges, right around the state. Probably the best person you've played with on or off the field?
Jacko's always pretty good value. Matty Jackson, he's always pretty good to play with.
Yep. All right, now for the hard ones. What's your cooking ability like? Can you cook at home, or Mum still does it all?
I wouldn't say Mum. Sometimes I'd say I'm a pretty good cook, but cook up a good salmon and fish. Yeah.
That's probably the best answer we've got out of the lot so far. Righto, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No chance. No.
I'm definitely with you there. Yeah. What about the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Don't put your hand where you wouldn't put your
Yeah, we won't go there. All right, last one. If there's 3 people you could invite to come and have dinner with you, dead or alive, who would they be?
I'd say Shane Warne, Andrew Simons and Cam Munster.
That'd probably be a pretty good party.
Yeah.
All right, Kynan Hard, thanks for spending 60 seconds with Grilsey.
Thank you.
There's one name across our region that's synonymous with all things hospitality, Rum City Foods. And with more than 50 staff and 4,500 square metres under one roof, Rum City Foods stocks everything. They've got the lot. Paul's Milk, frozen products, packaged foods, dairy, bakery, drinks, chemicals, and all the hospitality packaging you need. Rum City Foods are a proud member of Countrywide Australasia. Find them at rumcityfoods.com.au or at their massive new premises on Commercial Street, Bundaberg.
See Tacklevan's, your family-owned caravanning experts for the popular New Age caravan range. Walkinshaw designed and engineered for superior strength and reliability. Start your adventures today with a New Age caravan from Dale and the team at Tacklevan's to Calvin Street, Bundaberg.
Righto, welcome back to the show. Now we've got a very special guest, probably one of the biggest we've had in our short history. A bloke that played 38 test matches and 43 one-day internationals for Australia, taking 113 test wickets and 67 ODI wickets. Welcome to the show, Michael Kasprowicz.
Thanks very much, Reece, David. Wonderful to be here.
Yes.
How'd you get this fella on?
We've got a few contacts, a few strings.
A few strings.
No, once again, the Bulls Masters, which we'll touch on later, is a great supporter, and we're great to have him in. So, yeah. Well, I guess we'll start from the start. You made your Shield debut in 89-90 as a 17-year-old.
Yep.
Would have been unreal. You're still at school. In my research, that you're still at school and your exams were coming up and you're playing for your state.
Yeah, it was. I suppose back in those days, I was all of a sudden catching the 369 bus down from Brisbane State High, which is just around the corner from the Gabba, South Brisbane. It was 40 cents too in those days. It was 2 zones, but with my long socks and shorts and cricket bag, which I left with the principal each day, Tuesdays and Thursdays. All of a sudden I'm down the Gabba in a dressing room with Alan Border, Carl Rackerman, Greg Ritchie. Craig McDermott also as well on that side. So it was just exceptional for a young fella to be in that dressing room.
Yeah. And then Queensland went on to win the Sheffield Shield in 94-95. You were 12th man for that game. Probably would have been better to be a bit in the 11, but to be around that squad in Brisbane around that time, it was pretty unreal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was something really special. It was the first time we'd won it, of course, in 68 years. And I'd actually, that game was the 8th time I was 12th man that season. So it wasn't, the one game I did play, it was actually, I got 6 for 46 against Victoria, the MCG, but then I had a back injury, which meant I stepped out of the side and Andy Bickle came in. They went to Tassie, did really well, and Anyway, last week, just before the Shield final, I've turned up to training when I guess no one expected me to be there. And, I threw some Asian medicine, as in like acupuncture and a few other bits and pieces, crunching it my back. It sort of all of a sudden it was able to go. So they didn't risk it, obviously. Bick played exceptionally well in the lead up to get us into the final, hosting the final at the Gabba. So whilst it was interesting really, because it was probably one of the bigger disappointments of actually not playing the final, but actually being involved as 12th man in the biggest event in Queensland was certainly a highlight. But at the end of the day, it was possibly the most important job of anyone in that team.
It was a big thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was in Mackay at the time, and everyone around Queensland, it was so great after watching Queensland lose every year, and after, as you said, 68 years in the making. And I can still remember, like the cavalcade, it was like ticket tape parade everywhere, wasn't it?
It was,
Celebration for a while.
Yeah, and it seriously was. It was everywhere we went, because we took the Shield up the coast.
Yep.
To all the regional centres. I can't quite remember, but I'm pretty sure we came to Bundaberg. And it was the people, the way they're actually engaging with it, and the feedback was fantastic. People just saying, live my dream of seeing or touching the Sheffield Shield, of which we all did as well. But as I was saying, that my job as 12th man was probably the most important out of anyone in that side, because I had to make sure everyone was hydrated, both before the game and after the game. So I know I succeeded at that.
Yeah, she was a fair party. You went on to make your Test debut against the West Indies at the Gabba in '96. Fortunately, wicketless in your first 2 Test matches, but for a debut at the Gabba would have been unreal.
Yeah, it's your dream, I suppose. You're looking for a fairy tale, aren't you? Getting 5 for scoring 100, which won't surprise anyone in your Test debut. But it wasn't to be. It's not always like that. But it was to play there, growing up in Queensland, that, and being. I think I was actually the second person who has received the baggy green from the captain. Mark Taylor was that Test series where he introduced the concept of handing you the baggy green.
Okay.
Congratulations, around the circle, there's your baggy green. Before that, you just got in your kit bag, along with all the other merch and trackies and everything else, just a baggy green. So Matthew Ellie got his first before me, goes in batting order, and then I did after that, number 369.
Okay, interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to make your debut at home would have been a highlight. Family members would have come along as well.
Yeah, all that. I looked at that. Obviously, when you're living your dream and getting playing,
You would have played anywhere, wouldn't you? Really?
Absolutely, yeah. But one of the little known facts, though, in the second Test match, even though I did go wicketless in the SCG as well, I only bowled in the first innings because Mark Taylor didn't bowl me the second. I did hit Courtney Walsh for 6.
Well, I thought you're better off hitting him for 6 and getting him out, because I think he's got a lot of ducks in his career.
He does.
I think he holds a record.
Well, I would have taken a wicket, but I'd hit him for 6 regardless. But the thing was, the first one, he dropped it short, and obviously my name hadn't got out there yet. But just inside it, bang, shot.
Go and get it, Courtney.
5 over 5 leg for 6. Now, in the back of my mind, it's kind of experienced enough to know that the second one's always quicker. The next one hit me in the grill, right in front of the face there. So
especially after hitting the 6, you would have been expecting that.
Exactly.
So. And what was the next thing you want to talk about, the Ashes there?
Well, obviously that 2005 Ashes series, it still goes down as one of the greatest Ashes series nearly probably ever.
Yep.
As we know the result, but that second Test at Edgbaston, probably not expecting to play, and then
it's
happened.
Look, as an experience once again, being in an Ashes series, being part of that team too was extraordinary. The period of time that we'd been, a good chunk of time with that great Australian side as well, and that was the one series where we were under more pressure than we'd ever been. And the reason why I'm saying that is that 10 years I played in the Australian side. It was 13 times I was in and out of that side, but able to come back and see the team, see what's going on, and one of the things I noticed when I sort of came back into the side was it was the first time, that series was the first time I actually talked about luck, because the only team that ever talks about luck happens to be the loser. Because you're talking about being unlucky. The winner's too busy celebrating to do that. So what was incredible about that side was that we had this awesome Australian side with McGraths and Warnes and Haydens and Pontings and Gilcrests and all that. But England were playing out of their skin. So we felt like, I reckon how every other side used to feel like when they're playing that Australian side, is that you felt like you needed things to go your way. And that's where we, for the first time I'd seen in the Australian side, that same feel where you're just wanting for it to happen. Unfortunately, did it now. Yes, that second Test match, Edgbaston. I had an Indian guy, happened to be in India at the time, years later, and he came up to me and said, Michael Kasprowicz, thank you. I said, oh, well, thank you. He said, you single-handedly saved Test cricket. I said, oh, thank you, but why do you say that? And he said, well, if you had have got those runs with Brett Lee, Australia would have been 2-0 up in the series, and then they would have been gone on and won the series, and Test cricket would be dead. So I had to actually point out to him that it was the one Test series that calendar year where the DRS wasn't used. And whilst it would have been the right result, because Billy Bowden would have gone upstairs and Billy Bowden would have found out that my right hand was actually off the bat at the time. And Law 34.1 in the MCC laws of cricket, it says that clearly that it's not out. I just felt it could have been a little bit embarrassing for me though. Because I reckon that hotspot, would have also picked up maybe a bit of a wet spot, something dripping down my leg at the time too, because it was a sharp delivery.
I think that was Freddie Flintoff did pretty well in that Test match. So he got runs and wickets, but for you and Brett Lee, I think it was to score 59, the last partnership. I think there's nothing better than a close Test match where you see the tail enders. I think was it Tomo and McDermott or someone in Australia's done it before as well.
Tomo and AB, and then
AB.
Yeah. Well, it was that's the problem when you come so close, you know. And it's those moments. I think everyone sits, as we did in the dressing room at the end of it, just sort of reflecting and going, oh, that every batsman going that one shot or that one.
You can find 50 different reasons how you should have won it.
If you missed by that much.
Yeah. But I read something today that Ricky Ponting said we wouldn't have got that close if McGrath was batting at 11. So probably a bit of credit to you, mate.
Well, thanks, Rick. So that's good.
So that was something to remember, wasn't it?
Yeah, and obviously Australia went on to lose that series, but as Casper just said, it probably, in a way, Test cricket may have saved it.
Yeah.
But
so whatever can happen to me. If I was the bloke who single-handedly saved Test cricket, what happened to me?
You're gone next Test.
Yeah, surely. I was dropped. Yeah.
What, McGrath came back?
So,
Nah, typical. No pick and stick, Grillsy.
No.
Your foot's different, so your best shoe isn't the same as someone else's. Getting the right shoe makes all the difference. It means less pain, better movement, less fatigue, and less injury. At FootMotion, our experienced and caring team use the latest technology to match your unique fit and movement to the right shoe. Whether it's for work, running, school, or walking, we're here for the whole family. Don't compromise. Experience FootMotion today.
Hi, I'm AJ, host of the Wide Bay ITV's music show called The Music Scene. The Music Scene's all about meeting and getting to know the local musicians in the Wide Bay area and also a few visiting artists. So why don't you join me each week for The Music Scene.
The Bulls Masters is a great concept. Back on tour again in February. What have you been up to in the last few weeks? And just for those that don't know much about it, just what do you get out and do?
Yeah, tell us how it started too.
The
ACA, tell us how the Bulls Masters kicked off.
It was actually born from the Australian Cricket Association used to do a Masters tour, and they do one per state. Get the ex-players in to sort of play the game. You'd go to schools, you'd go around in the communities, do a dinner, and also play a game of 2020 cricket, which suits the older body so much more these days. Anyway, Jimmy Maher and I were coming back from a tour in Port Pirie in Adelaide. And we were coming back, and it's a bit of a flight, so we had plenty of time to talk about this. And Jimmy just sort of said, Casper, we should actually start this in Queensland. But we can actually do more tours than just this one. Knowing we've got some pretty good people here, great support. And for me personally, coming from Brisbane, I realised that I reckon 75% of every team I played with for Queensland, for the 19 seasons I played, were from the bush.
Exactly.
And it was so important to actually reconnect with the bush, because the way the players are today with being professional, they might still have some sort of links to regional Queensland, but it's too hard for them to get back.
Yeah.
And so a combination of the ex-player as the greatest underutilised resource in the game of cricket, we thought we could combine that with the fact that we can actually get out into the regions and areas. And for 12 years now we've been doing this. It's been stunning, the engagement we've received. Bundaberg has been, I've got to say, the pinnacle. You guys are the best up here, which is why we love coming back. It's been so awesome here. And to see what you've actually done.
Yep.
So not just on the fact that when we come here and I guess the economic impact of the tour, and even just financial benefits for Bundaberg cricket, but our outside charities that we've supported here have just really, it's really been such fulfilling for us as former players that we can actually do something like this. And great. So we've even sponsored the Bulls Masters. The Queensland cricket team.
Okay.
Come in. I think we're the only ex-former player group that's ever done that. And certainly by what we've created, it's really powerful. And as I said, I actually support you guys in everything you do in Bundaberg, and which is why we love to come back, and I can't wait till February.
Yeah,
and also the Bulls Masters Country Challenge and the Youth Cup that's coming up in a few weeks as well. Heavily supported, and the mentoring that you guys do is great for those.
And even that race in itself, it's something so pleasing to be able to do that and deliver that. And the reason being that, for every kid that plays, the tournament itself here in Bundy,
No, Kansas.
Oh, it's in Kansas, sorry,
For a while.
It's Kansas, Every kid, it's a flat fee to play.
Yep.
So whether you come from Brisbane or you come from Cairns or you come from Mount Isa, I think it's about $300 or so.
Yep.
And for every kid. And that was one of the really important things for us to make cricket, not just connect with people with cricket, but actually support it, but just get people engaged, and so that it's not a money thing, but if you love it, I know maybe one day you just never know where it can take you.
Yeah, and I think it's been 5 years here now in Bundaberg, and it's not a money thing, but $40,000 each year, approximately somewhere around that. And then we have the dinner, and you're getting people that don't usually come out and watch the cricket, but they come to the dinner. They go, we might go and we talked to Casper last night. Let's go and watch him play the next night. So it's getting a lot of people from different areas involved as well, and it's a great concept.
The other benefit really is for us is that we can combine the fact that we can get out and have that power engaging with the public and do all that, but it's a chance to catch up with your mates.
Yeah.
And the other good thing and pretty cool thing is a lot of non-cricketers are a tap on the shoulder to come and play. We've got a pretty good list as far as our former rugby league players have all come and played, from Jonathan Thurston, Cameron Smith, Paul Green. Also
Andrew
loved
G
it.
come here one year.
GG,
Rory Geitz did a tour to Bundy one year.
Yeah. We've had a lot of guys actually come in, but one of the stars, I reckon, he under the radar has been Bernard Fanning from Powderfinger.
Okay.
Loves his cricket. He came, played up in Townsville actually, took a couple of good catches, and I think got a wicket with his little sweatband swingers. So it was all good.
We might try and get him to Bundaberg in February. Put the feelers out.
Just
Righto, watch this.
You don't ask, you don't find out.
All right. You commentated in that Australian-Pakistan series over in Pakistan. That would have been pretty interesting series, an interesting place to visit. I presume you would have toured there as a player, but after so long to go back, and it was a pretty special series, really, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we saw Usman Khawaja just dominate. It was I think he scored 490 odd runs, I think, in the 3 tests. Averaged like 100 or something like that, and he's certainly going on with his form now. But yeah, it was one of those things so random. The opportunity came, to go and commentate. I think because there was at the beginning of the year, I think there was the IPL I think was on, and so a lot of the usual guys were all taken. There might have been some other events, and then all of a sudden somehow it trickled to me, and I said yep, maybe because a lot of others thought no. But I had actually played the last series in Pakistan with the Australian team, 1998. So we're talking like 24 years.
That's a while.
So the place has changed a lot. As I told many people what it was like, I said it was great. The food was great. The people were awesome. We had security around us, so you felt safe and all that. But I reckon top 5, one of the top 5 Japanese restaurants I've eaten at ever was in Karachi.
Wow.
There you go. You go to Karachi, David?
Yeah,
you have to go check out
tomorrow.
the
I'm going to book the flight.
Yeah. You've been a part of boards at Cricket Australia and Queensland Cricket in the time, so giving back after you finished. Still part of it?
No.
No.
I stepped down off the board of Cricket Australia halfway through 2020. I'd been there for 8.5 years, a couple of terms, and it just was born of just the opportunity. So it was a non-traditional pathway to get onto the board, which had always, as I said, traditionally been, you've just come through and being a chair at a certain club team and work your way through. I was the president of the Players Association, and Queensland Cricket changed their constitution 2011, and they asked me to go on the board. So I didn't need to be on the Queensland Cricket board to be on their representative. Okay. But essentially I was going on that board to vote myself off along with everyone else. Because the Australian Cricket Board, Cricket Australia, it was Cricket Australia then. We, not the ACB, there was a corporate governance review where they had 2 guys come in and they were always going to recommend smaller, skill-based but independent board. Mm-hmm. So that experience has been really, once again, incredible. Being on the board of the national biggest sport in Australia, obviously different timing, some elements and issues and circumstances like Sandpaper Gate. Being involved in all these things along the way were wonderful life lessons, but things to take forward. Yeah.
Yep.
And Casper's crew still going?
Oh yeah.
How many years now?
This is the 20th anniversary.
Wow.
I think we was sort of done the math around about that. It's around about 20 years now. And I think first test of the Gabba Test against the South Africans is the first day. I think in my calendar, the way it pops up, that was when it was started. 17th of December, all those years ago. And to me, it's quite funny when you have, you got all your mates have got, grounds, gyms, gates named after them. I've got a crew.
I reckon that's cool.
And I reckon because it's the only volunteer recognition program in Australian cricket. So Graham Dixon, who was the CEO of Queensland Cricket all those years ago, wonderful man that he was, he said that we were going to do this. And I thought, this is for me perfect because it's actually engaging with every volunteer. So the plan, what happens is that your team or your club can actually nominate one of your volunteers or a volunteer, you can't nominate yourself, into it for the great work you're actually doing and the invaluable work and time and effort that's put in and emotion just to sort of be rewarded. And you've got a star up here in Sean
Rose.
Sean Rose.
Yep.
He received, he got the gong 1 year, a few years ago. And look, really what he has done for Bundaberg Cricket is absolutely extraordinary. For the fact that you've got what I believe is the best template that should be run out right through every association in Queensland with your Bundy Big Bash. Just as far as getting all the clubs that historically have all played against each other, just to combine. And I know the IPL format and call it funny money and values and all that, but just the way that it's connected the cricket community here is, I reckon, it's a fantastic story. And the fact you've got a TV show now as a result of it, I think just says it all.
We can probably thank Sean for that too. You think volunteered us? Maybe we could get something from Casper.
Yeah,
we used to give. We actually used to have stubby coolers. There was caps. There was all sorts of things. But I know with Queensland Cricket, they sort of run through Queensland Cricket. So hopefully we get to a point where they can start, getting the merch back out there.
Yeah, good idea.
Like.
And what brings you to Bundy this week? Tell us about.
Well, I'm up here with the Queensland Under-15 Boys School Championships.
Yep.
My son Ed Kaspovich, he's like 15, he's fast bowler.
Yep.
Like his mother. He's also taller than me, and I'm 6'4".
Already.
Yeah. He comes in, he goes, he loves it. Loves his cricket, loves rugby, loves all the sport.
Yep.
So we're up here for that reason, representing Met North.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we've had some weather today, Wednesday, so it was actually a washout whole day. So that was a real shame. But even we had a couple of good games, really good games. But just once again, great to see kids getting out and playing cricket. I know it's 50 overs, but it was great to see them. I know that through the school system, and I'm saying that because that was my system. I never played club cricket when I was a kid.
Yep.
I had a single mum who, was the cost of sport, but I was able to play cricket and sport with my school. And through all the school carnivals and experience, all that, that's what sort of saw my pathway through. So, I'd love for Queensland cricket to engage with the schools cricket. I know a few years ago they sort of like put it to the side and said, well, it's not part of the pathway system. But at the end of the day, it's kids playing cricket, kids developing, and it's a wonderful thing. It doesn't matter where or who's hosting or who controls it. I just think that that's why I love this carnival. I love the fact that all ages, I think from 13 to 15-year-old, we're sort of seeing some young kids here as well.
Yep.
But just developing, through all the different, not only players and talent, but even the conditions. Playing all the regional centres as well, I think is always a good thing too.
Good for you city slickers to get up and try our pitches out too.
Oh, that too, yeah. I know the hospitality is fantastic, always been in the bush.
Yeah.
But I think even up here, and it's interesting with our Bulls Master, whenever we come away, same deal, you remember, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There's a few factors when you're playing against the team for the bush. One, that you got to need a fielder at cow corner. Because everyone loves that shot. That's clear the front leg and hit it out there.
Exactly.
And number two is that, it's a bit of a tactic, I think, that teams are deliberately doing. They're leaving the outfield a little bit longer.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know so. And the reason being that we can't run twos.
Well, we saw Rito here about 2 or 3 years ago, and he didn't need to hit it along the ground.
No,
he just get over the fence and have to run it all there. So,
And some good cricketers, you've seen a bit of action?
Yeah, I think that's the other thing. Yeah, young kids, absolutely. Some great talent, but that's the best part too, is you see them year in, year out and developing over time. And look, even from my experience, you get kids when I was coming through and playing in all these tournaments as well, the absolute superstars. But the guys that make it at the end and play for Queensland or play for Australia quite often weren't the superstars. Now, whether it was because they just wanted it more or they worked harder, but bodies grow and everything changes as well.
You'd
So I
see it
think
every
that's
year.
the best part. Yeah, absolutely. So
Come back a year later and they're a foot or two taller. Stronger,
yeah. But even young fast bowlers, just seeing them all of a sudden, everything connect and they can sort of lock everything up and get some real pace in behind it. It's wonderful to see. And even best part about it is seeing bowlers bowl bouncers and batsmen.
Yeah, we don't see it much anymore, do we?
No. No.
Cool.
Not up here in Bundy, no?
No, not a lot, hey?
No.
Not as many fast bowlers as there used to be.
You know what? Peter Anderson, Queensland
Yes.
keeper, now Ando, remember he had a season up here.
I made my debut with him.
Did you?
And I went out to bat, and this fella's nickname was Big because he was massive.
Yep.
I nicked it, and he's going, don't walk. And I was really scared. He said, don't worry, I'll take over. And he was over on field 4, and he got 150 or 160. So
Did he?
Yeah, we're just talking about him the other day. He was a great keeper, and he worked here at Bow Repairs and played for Brothers. So we've had a few big names. Brad Inwood played here as well.
Yeah,
so we've had some. Yeah, Peter Anderson.
Well, the thing about Ando, I just remember when he came back and played in Brisbane and Queensland back there, his term, he used to talk about, he said, we've got to bowl a Bundy bouncer. And I was like, what's a Bundy bouncer? He said, well, the ball doesn't bounce, so you got to bowl hand to head. Straight. That's the Bundy bouncer, he called it. So,
I've never heard of that one.
Okay.
That's Ando. He thought out of the square a little bit, didn't he?
He definitely did.
He was a good man.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we could sit here for another hour and talk cricket. But no, thanks very much for coming in, and all the best for the boys for the next couple of days. I hope they get on, and no doubt we'll catch you up here in February, and we'll try and get you in for another chat, or get one of the other boys in for a chat.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think thanks for your support too. I know up here in Bundaberg, as I said before, supporting our Bulls Masters and everything we've done over time, and as I mentioned, is we love to support the communities and certainly associations that are really helping themselves, and you guys are the stars, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, after the break, we got another superstar in the studio. We got Brisbane Heat player Lucy Hamilton. See you after the break. Hello and welcome back to the show. It's time for our second special guest tonight. Joining us at the desk is ATW Young Gun and Brisbane Heat, Queensland Fire, the list could go on, Lucy Hamilton. Welcome, Lucy.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
It's all right. What a season. Been a little bit whirlwind.
Yeah, definitely.
Got the call up as a replacement player for the Heat squad. Had the Heat, the Big Bash season with them. How was that experience?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, a experience to remember. I know everything I did throughout the season. It was just great to be around the girls, and like the group there was amazing, and everyone's so welcoming. And considering it's a very close group compared to the Queensland Fire girls, so yeah, it was really great to sit on the bench there and watch and see how they play.
And mixing with some big names there. Who
Yeah.
are some of the big names?
Probably like Jess Jonathan, Amelia Kerr, those types that go around the Aussie setup and that. And yeah, I suppose seeing like Laura Harris go out and get a few runs off.
She can hit a ball.
Yeah, only a few balls. It was great, very great to see. Obviously, their skill really on the big stage.
Yep. You mentioned the Kerr girls there coming over from New Zealand. Just that experience to play with different internationalities, and they're obviously really good girls to get along with.
Yeah, definitely. I know, like, obviously experience to play with those type of people. And obviously the sister Jessica came over as well, which was really great to, I know, being a pace bowler, talk to her, and she obviously swings it a lot. So seeing how she, I suppose, plays her cricket, and yeah, obviously a great opportunity to get to know them. And they're really nice girls.
So you probably learn a few things you'll be able to bring back if you get
definitely.
will you get a chance to play any club cricket?
I'm not quite sure. I know I go away this Saturday to Perth for under-19s, but yeah, hopefully when I get back, I get to play a few games against brothers and try and,
a few people scared. She'll probably be 2 yards quick and be able to swing it around corners.
Yeah. So this season you've been away for about 6 weeks. We were just talking off air about your last school term. You've had to sit exams the last couple of days just to catch up. So get a chance to do much, or do you get a chance to do your study and stuff while you're away as well?
Yeah, definitely. I know while I'm away, there's a lot of free time that, like, when you think, it's a very fast tournament, everything happens really quick, but during the day, there's plenty of time to do my schoolwork. And I know Shalom College, my school here in Bundy, they're really flexible, like all my teachers emailing and all that type of stuff. It makes it really easy to, get my schoolwork done.
And did Shalom, we were talking about Shalom sending the bus down for one of the games as well. Did you see them down there?
Yeah. So I think it was the second game in Brisbane we played. At AB, it was great. Yeah, there was a big cheer squad in the stands. But yeah, no, it was really great to see them down there. All the kids running around the field at the end of the game.
Getting your autograph?
Yeah.
So the international players were probably looking at you going, who are all these people?
She's played one game. What's happened there?
She's a star.
Yeah. No, it was great.
Yeah. You talk about your debut there. Took the new ball, bowled the very first over. You're bowling at Deandra Dotton, who's a great of international women's cricket. A little bit daunting, but you should have nicked her off in the first over. I think everyone was sitting at home going,
a bit deflated, weren't we?
Yeah. So just bowling to her, someone different, would have been a great experience as well.
Yeah, definitely. I know when I was in the dressing rooms 5 minutes before the game, JJ comes up to me and says, you're bowling from this end, you're opening the bowling. And I was just like, oh, wow, this is really surreal now. But yeah, no, obviously really great experience to bowl to like a class batter like that. And obviously, even to get the ball through to the wicketkeeper, I was glad she didn't hit me for 6 or something.
And you batted quite well too. You batted at the end there. And
I could hear Nick Catasti in the background. Actually,
could you? Everyone can
in
hear
Champion's corner. It was very funny.
I thought you were going to get the girls home. Hey, I was there. Going, come on, Lucy, a couple more falls, but not to be. But they can't rely on someone making their debut. But I think you held yourself really well. So from everyone all around Bundaberg, there's a lot of talk about how, we've got Lucy finally playing for the Heat, so you should be proud of yourself. I know Mum and Dad have been around with you as well, and have they been doing a bit of travel?
Yeah, so obviously Dad, he's full-time work, so he can't really get as much off because he's probably already used all his holidays. But Mum came with me most of the time. She had to come back. It was my sister's 21st birthday, but
So you missed the birthday party?
Yeah, I did. I did on FaceTime though. So Mum came with me most of the time, which was really good to have someone there. And she majority came for like my schoolwork, tried to help me with that, make sure I was keeping on task. But obviously really good to have the support, and obviously seeing the people when I debuted coming to the game, and then obviously the next game, it was really great to see. And I could obviously definitely feel how Bundaberg was behind me and supporting me.
And you mentioned you're off to Perth for this weekend?
Yeah. On Friday we'll drive to Brisbane, and then Saturday we fly to Perth for, I think it's about just over a week carnival for the under-19 Queensland team.
Okay.
So, obviously really great opportunity to get back on the field and, really try and contest and do some new things that I've learnt.
A couple of Bundy girls with you?
Yeah. So Tara Staines and Taylor Stumer are coming there as well, which will be really great to have those connections, and they'll do great.
There you go. 3 from the one club team in Bundaberg.
Yeah.
Wow.
Must be a strong team, eh?
Yeah.
That's good.
Great effort.
Cool.
I'll just quickly go back to the Big Bash. You won the first semis, finished third, won the first semi in the eliminator, and then unfortunately got beaten by the Strikers in that second semi. It was a little bit disappointing. Ashley Noffke, how do you overall see how the side went for the season? Was it a pretty good result, or do you think you could have done better?
Yeah, definitely. I think the effort that we put in all throughout the season, we had a few challenges along the way. Obviously rain, and then the effects of everything else that came into play. But I think that obviously really he was definitely really proud of the girls, and I think after the game how we went back in the change room is we just talked. It wasn't like anything crazy. It wasn't like the end of the world. It was it was a game of cricket. I think obviously we knew the little things that we could have fixed, but obviously that's the game, and we just move on and try and beat them next year.
So off to Perth, you think he's be pretty competitive over there? Obviously Queensland's got a pretty good track record in those under-19 national championships. Did you play last year?
Yeah, last year.
Played last year. So got bulk of the squad back again, obviously a few new faces with Taylor and Tara.
Yeah.
So how's shaping up?
Yeah, I think it'll be really good. I think, we won last year, which would be really good, and obviously we've lost a few key players, so with Georgia Vole and Charlie Nott and that. But I think, obviously, we've got a pretty young group, but I think definitely in club cricket in Brisbane, they've really shown nice dominance. So I think, we'll really go well there, and I'm really excited to see what happens.
Okay.
Yep. No, well, all the best, and I'm sure all the Bundaberg will be behind the three of you girls.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's in store for the rest of the season? WNCL again after Christmas. Fire's currently on top of the ladder. Maybe a few games for across the waves.
Yeah, definitely. I think, after the under-19s, I think we have one game before Christmas and then a bit of a break and then straight up after New Year. So just keep rolling into the New Year sort of thing, and then, hopefully a few games for across the waves and, get back into the swing of
Div 1,
things.
not under 16.
You
Surely,
can take my spot.
Well, I'm not playing that game. And off the field, can we go off the field?
Yeah, of course we can.
I heard a rumour you like your fishing. Did you go crabbing today?
Yes, I did, actually.
And have you got your own boat?
Yeah, just bought one actually while I was away, and my brother Will was very excited actually. Yes.
Was he?
Very.
Is he going to pay for the fuel?
Yes, that's what I heard. That's what he said.
He's paying for
well,
fuel.
he got his tonsils out today actually, and
okay.
Apparently when he woke up he said, "Can I go fishing this afternoon to Mum?" So he's very excited. So it'll be good when we get
that's
out.
a good way to kind of get away from cricket, because you don't want to live and breathe it 24/7. But
exactly.
to go out and go fishing, and I know we were talking about it's full moon next week, so I reckon probably Tuesday, Wednesday next week we might go out for a fish and see if we can catch.
Sounds good.
I might try and beat her off the field because I can't beat her on the field.
Any plans moving to Brisbane, or if you're planning on just finishing the next 12 months at school in Bundaberg?
Yeah, I reckon probably finishing it here. I know my school, like I said, is really supportive, and my parents just bought a unit down in Brisbane, so obviously we're sort of using that as a bit of a base while we're down there. And obviously when we travel each weekend with the Sunny Coast Scorchers, but obviously, really good opportunity to, I suppose, finish my schooling here, and really, then I suppose we'll see where it goes next. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks very much for coming in.
That's okay.
All the best in Perth. Pass on our wishes to the other two local girls as well, and I'm sure we'll get you in after Christmas and we can wrap up hopefully a Queensland national victory.
Yeah,
and,
hopefully.
And also Queensland winning the WNCL. You're currently sitting on top of the ladder. So.
Yeah. Maybe across the waves winning as well, maybe.
Okay, maybe not.
All together.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you.
After the break, we've got our full wrap of this weekend's fixtures.
Your local Better are your appliance specialists. With everything from fridges and laundry to TV, small appliances and much more. Plus, with a range of payment options available, you can buy now and pay later. Go local. That's better.
Come along to the Aussie Bundy Big Bash 2020 Cricket Series at Salter Oval. It's a free night of entertainment as 4 hard-charging teams battle it out. Every match live on widebayitv.com. See you at the Aussie Bundy Big Bash.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks to Lucy for that great interview. We've been trying to get her in for a few weeks, so thanks to her for making the time to come in a pretty busy schedule. Weekend preview. As I said, hoping the rain clears and we can get on. Friday night, Big Bash, Heat versus Vikings.
Heat got over you last time.
Yeah, a fortnight ago.
Yep.
Rematch of the round 5 games. The way the rounds have worked, we've got another rematch. Vikings will be back for revenge, but missing a couple of players with Josh Winnan and Trent Seeds being out.
Okay, rightio. A couple of big outs there for Vikings. And the Heat, don't know?
No, unsure.
Probably full strength?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe a couple of the young guns may be out. The Marshman boys and Corey Pope, because they commenced the under-18 South Country Championships on Saturday. So I think they're on the road.
Well, I don't know. I think money would be on the Heat, but I think Vikings, you're due for a win, so could be an upset.
Yeah.
Hope you get up.
Yes. Division 1 on the weekend, Magpies against North, 3rd versus 4th. Magpies currently in 3rd, so they want to continue and put another games break on North.
Yeah, it's probably pretty important for the Magpies to try and consolidate that 3rd, so when we get to semi-final time, because 4th drops off, don't they? Yeah, that's a pretty important game, and the other game is across to A's versus Brother, 1 versus 2 for the Talon Giles and the Day Nighter.
Yeah, should be a good afternoon.
Yeah.
Waves are pretty well full strength. Just Corey Pope, Hayden Pope out. Both Pope brothers are out.
Okay, I know brothers have got the Marshmans, Jaden Santa Catarina and Lockie Haycox. So 4 out, but I think we've got Arden Lankowski and Jeremy Haxma coming back. So should be a good game, I think, under lights.
A couple of blokes might be a handful on a bit of a wet wicket.
Yeah.
A few Waves blokes in form, so should be a good game if you can get out to it with the 2 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, be good.
Yeah. Magpies and North in Division 2. Also Waves and Brothers. A couple of good games there.
Yeah.
Top of the table now in Division 2. So Waves will be out to try and close that gap on Brothers and finish in that first spot to go straight through to the grand final.
And that was a good game last time, wasn't it? Was that when we had the collapse?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they lost 7 for 3 or something. So I think the Waves batters might have been working a bit harder with Stiddy playing a straight bat this week. So, that should be a really good game, eh? Should be a cracker.
Yep. And Division 3, ISIS played Magpies. Magpies will be looking to continue their winning form, and ISIS will be looking to get off the bottom of the ladder. Yeah,
but the Magpies probably should be too strong there after scoring 203 last week, and ISIS went down in the Day Nighter. So, but you never know, ISIS, they're due. They're overdue.
Yep. And then the last game of the weekend, Brothers take on YMCA. YMCA, pretty hot side at the moment.
Yep. Yeah. They'd probably be your favourite. I think the Brothers are struggling to actually field a side in Div 3. So, it should be a good game. And it was interesting to see Brett Woodward, after we've been talking about him every week, he got promoted from Div 3 straight up to Div 1 for Magpies.
Yeah.
This fella came out with I don't even know what colour those pads were. They were pretty.
Were they red?
They were reddy pinky, and someone said, "Who's this coming out?" I said, "That'll be Brett Woodward." We've been talking him up on the show, but he came out and batted really well. I think he might have got run out, but he looked like he could bat in Div 1 easily. So, interesting.
Interesting weekend. And as we just touched on, the Wide Bay under-18 side are off to Maryborough for the South Queensland Country Championship. So good luck to those guys. I know there's a big Bundaberg contingent going down.
Absolutely, a lot of kids.
So they should have a good weekend away, and I think a few of those guys would be there and thereabouts for South Queensland selection. Yeah,
so some of them just finished Lord Tabs and they're straight into this. Looking for a holiday or a weekend off, not yet.
No. All right, well that wraps us up. We had a pretty big show tonight. We had some good guests. Thanks to those, Michael Kasperwich, Lucy Hamilton and Kynan Hard.
We had some good guests and Kynan Hard.
We had some good guests.
That grub on his lip, was that a moustache that he was trying to... Is it Movember for him?
No, might have a bit of mascara in it.
Yeah, I reckon if the wind blew a bit harder or I had a washer, I could wipe that off his face. So I used to know Kynan when he was a little baby. I don't think he changed his nappies, but I knew him when he was a little young fella or so. But he's playing pretty good cricket too with the bat and the ball. So, well done to Kynan.
Yeah. All right, that wraps us up for the night. Get out on the weekend and support your team. We'll see you at the cricket. Bye for now.